was the second code. Next code, use tkinter to build a GUI for converting temperatures from Fahrenheit to Celsius and vice versa. Use these formulae. Okay. So I have temperature somewhere here. Yeah, temperature converter. So if you remember that file I shared with you, several tkinter codes. The second file, several tkinter codes 2. The last one was with finding simple interest. So this file, I simply took ideas from there. Okay, that's all. So I'm defining a class. I'm just calling it counter program. You can call it temperature program. Who cares? It's just a name. Okay. I don't need to write this parenthesis, by the way. I just did. Anyhow, so it's invoking nothing. We are just setting up windows. Okay. Now, this is just padding in the X direction and Y direction. I'm simply following the format for simple interest file. The issue of interest for us is the label, temperature in Fahrenheit, followed by entry where the user gets to enter. Next label is the Celsius label, temperature in Celsius. Look at the grid. So row 2, row 1, let me run it, you might see better. Okay. Row 1 is this one. Column 1 is this one. So row 1, column 1 is label. Okay. Row 1, column 1 is the label with this title. Whereas entry, row 1, column 2, row 1, column 2, that's my entry. Okay. So next one is row 2, column 1. So that's row 2, column 1 is my label. And entry is row 2, column 2. So that's for Celsius. And then I have a calculator button, right? Button, which text is convert button. Where is it placed? Row 4, column 1. In a column span of 2. So this gets split into 2. I'm taking the first half. That's all I'm saying. Okay, column 1 here. Okay, now where is this? Label, one more below, row 5, column 1. Okay, let's see. Okay, so to begin with, the text here is empty. Row 5, column 2. Okay, now you see that is the interesting one, button calculator. It has a command which refers to the function convert. Okay, so what does convert do? It looks for the string you obtain here and a string you obtain here. That is the entry.get method. So Fahrenheit.entry is this entry, right? Fahrenheit.entry is here. .get is always waiting to see whether anybody has put in something, right? Likewise, Celsius entry. Celsius entry is row 2, column 2. Row 2, column 2. That's this entry. And it's forever waiting to see whether you got anything. If you got something, you see, if you got nothing, then F string is empty. If it's non-empty, then whatever you get is a string. So convert it to float, call it F. And then use your formula. C, Celsius is 5 times, where is it? C is 5 times F minus 32 over 9. 5 times F minus 32 in parenthesis over 9. Output string, I'm just taking 0.2 floats. Okay, so I just want 2 decimal points, 2 decimal values, right? And call it Celsius. So this will get calculated if there is some entry in the Fahrenheit's entry box. All right. If that is, now let's see, instead of that, suppose I put something here. Then convert the C string to float value and use the F value formula to convert your Celsius to Fahrenheit's. All right. And again, the same thing, that's your output string. If neither is empty, then output string is simply empty string. Okay. So for example, I put nothing here, click, 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 click. Nothing is happening, right? I'm just outputting empty string. The point is, if I don't do that, I will keep getting, what do you say, error messages here. All right. So that's why I have this option here. Okay. Now what do I do with that output string? I'm going to change the text in the interest label. Why am I calling it interest label? Because I just copy and paste it, right? Convert temperature is, that's the one. Okay, so the number here, so let me call it temperature label. Hopefully I haven't, where am I? Incorporated any errors. Temperature label. Okay, I'm going to change the text. Right now the text is empty. I'm going to change the text to whatever output I get. While I do that, don't forget to delete the entry in. So you put something here, right? Delete it. And that's the way to delete. Starting from index 0 until the end. It's going to delete everything and delete the Celsius entry. If there is nothing, well, nothing gets deleted. There is no after. Okay. Now this is not an ideal picture, by the way. Okay, it's not at all completed, but it is the bare minimum. That's all I'm asking. Okay. Right now nothing has been input, so on so forth. What is the temperature outside today? 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Say, convert, it's 35 degrees Celsius. Suppose I give it 35 Celsius, that's 95 Fahrenheit. You see, the moment I convert it, these get deleted. That way nobody is left, you know, some here is where something should be corrected. Say I give it 35 here and 49 here, both. Then what? It's doing something, right? It's still calculating something and it used the Fahrenheits and calculated. So it went first, it checked here. So it didn't go to the elif part. I hope it's clear. Okay. So it's just a preference in our coding. So we put F string first. So it used the material here to calculate. If C string had been the first object, it would have worked that code first and so on and so forth. It never went. Elif, you approach if this doesn't work. I hope I'm making sense, guys. Yeah. You go to this particular condition if this is empty. When they are both filled in, it will only work with F string and as it should. Okay. Is this clear, guys?